how much cannabis do you need in order to lower your golf score by 10 strokes? A new weed golf study has been released. The question is, does cannabis catalyze superhuman feats or induce sluggishness? From couch lock stereotypes to unmatched creativity, popular perspectives spin both directions. As legal access expands, the question holds big implications for policies restricting adult use. And while many leagues uphold blanket bans, research remains preliminary and contentious, exploring marijuana's actual impact across consumption levels. At one extreme, prohibitionist holdouts insist no amount leaves capabilities fully intact, branding the plant an inherent performance inhibitor, warranting strict rules. The advocate of common sense caution towards intoxication, eyeing impairment rather than potential tools for growth, hiding behind social stigma, or just say no. Conversely, some enthusiasts evangelize enhanced outcomes in athletics, music, or other arenas, from disinhibiting anxiety, easing injuries, inspiring practice, and unlinking repetitive thought loops, or just say yes. Golf attracts scientific performance analysis for good reason. The sport encompasses a range of athletic variables, allowing granular measurement. Consistently contending requires harnessing physical power, finesse strategic course management, and steely concentration across hours of sustained mental stamina. Precise ball striking relies on refined technique and coordination, where microscopic errors balloon scores rapidly. Let's measure mere rotational deviations, dictating scores rising exponentially. Moreover, each hole changes angle, terrain, and hazards, testing adaptability. It is a mental and physical gauntlet running without pause. So does weed improve your golf game? Well, this exploratory research recruited 3 golfers across different skill levels and had them play completely sober to establish performance baselines. They had 5 drives to measure distance, 5 approach shots checking accuracy, and took 5 putts documenting consistency. After getting a clean bill of health, participants then consumed measured THC dosages via vape pens, starting at around 6 milligrams. They retested golf skills at set intervals as intoxication levels increased incrementally up to 50 milligrams of total intake. Early doses showed cannabis decreasing inhibition as predicted, improving driving distance but hindering fine motor control. Testers pushed swing speeds faster, while precision suffered slightly on touch shots and putting. Essentially, some skills enhanced by lowering overthinking and anxiety with complex hand-eye-body calibrations declined from chemical interference. Golf grew more adventurous and fun, but extra effort required mitigating focus lapses. Then, around 16 to 18 milligrams, they call that the golden zone because it emerged. All participants described entering immersive flow states with elevated euphoria, empowering supreme presence, skill and focus, unified, assuring both power and accuracy. Athletic grace moved seamlessly without doubting, internal chatter disturbing perfectionism. Testers reported effortlessly tapping innate talent and repetitions without consciously recalling every micro movement, or they called it, being in the zone. But pushing further, expecting linearly better performance, issues cascaded by 50 milligrams total THC. All golfers at this level felt functionality compromised by intensifying fatigue and impaired motor function on the golf course. Attention drifted, motivation dipped, complications snowballed. Simple routines became puzzles too onerous to untangle. They needed assistance identifying their equipment, and aimless wanderings cut tests short. Function followed form into dysfunction. While still preliminary, these results mirror expectations. Some cannabis compounds temporarily improve mood, health, or concentration in reasonable moderation, benefiting performance depending on fitness demands. But in excess, psychedelic intensity, humans operate optimally without added stimulation. Dose and mindset remain key. One can claim no universal boon or blockade solely attributable to cannabis. And with momentum carrying cannabis legalization forward, now that public opinion state laws and economic forces unite behind reform, the need for impartial performance research grows urgent as prohibition walls crumble. Predictable calls to regulate adult access through practical guardrails rise in tandem. The science lag must catch up, supplying evidence, separating reefer madness rhetoric about blanket impairment from realistic nuance across situations and intake levels. This goes on to talk about how we need other testing in other areas, and they want to answer the questions: what dosage ranges appear assisting some performance facets while hindering others? Do patterns emerge around optimal duration and delivery methods? How do impacts vary across psychologies, metabolisms, and tolerance levels? And only by grasping cannabis complexity beyond monolithic framing and society structure environments, facilitating positives, mitigating risks, given the inherent impossibility enforcing universal prohibition without immense collateral oppression. So again, this goes on and talks about the importance of testing and using basic tests, basic daily activities to answer these problems and to really lighten the load for the prohibitionist who says none of this is good for anybody. From anxiety relief and creative inspiration to recreational enhancement with inherent psychological ceiling constraints, cannabis defies framing as just a toxic vice or panacea. Its organic chemical cocktail facilitates experiences unique across batches and bio-individuality. Thus, knowledge around particular effects empowers both industries, providing products safely alongside consumers navigating choices wisely. While still extremely preliminary, this budding frontier of sober data, investigating cannabis through objective tests, delivering multiple risk-benefit dimensions, promises I can't even say this word, destigmatization. Thank you very much. As education, the impeding market requires no less than full illumination, bloom unrestrained by residual superstitions rooted in propaganda. And that pure light beams brighter when science leads the way. So let's do some scientific research and let's figure out, is it good or is it bad? What do you guys think? I'm Todd Dankin with High at 9 News.
I know Yarrow has a dad joke. Yarrow has a dad joke.
I played golf. I don't know. I played golf on Sunday, and I smoked a couple joints, and I played very well.
So. I mean, I got some dad jokes. I mean, when you're on the green, you're on the green. I mean, for me, I only play mini golf because I'm vertically challenged, and it's me against the windmill.
Is that because you can't find long enough clubs, Yarrow?
They don't make them in my size. I had to have them customized. And, being in real estate, I'm sure my net worth would be doubled if I knew how to play conventional golf. But growing up in San Francisco, that wasn't like a thing. My dad wasn't taking me anywhere that included a golf course. I think a little bit of cannabis relaxes.
So you're saying, are you saying that you're a disenfranchised childhood, basically? You're blaming your parents for your lack of golf game?
No, bro. Bill Krutzman doesn't play golf, bro.
Bill Krutzman. we didn't grow up in a neighborhood that included any golf courses, that's for sure.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
But I think the takeaway here is not as golf specific as the article. I think the takeaway is that a little bit of cannabis releases inhibitions and can get people out of their head, and a lot of cannabis is probably not so great for athletic performance.
I mean, I disagree with that completely, Yarrow. And it's okay. We understand you grew up with Bob Weir, not John Daly. It's okay. We get it. But let's look at Sha'Carri. Let's look at Sha'Carri Richardson.
That's right.
Let's look at all of the athletes that smoke cannabis.
That's right.
But Michael Phelps, exactly perfect example.
I think Michael Phelps is probably the only one you guys could use in this analogy.
But
no way.
You're conflating using cannabis while you're not engaged in your athletic activity.
How do you know?
Because Phelps
because you can't swim and smoke a weed, bro.
The joint will go out. Okay.
Yeah. But did he smoke before the race? Let's get real. Come on.
An edible.
But you could be.
I've seen some.
Hold on, Saman. Hold on. You could actually be swinging a golf club while you're hitting a joint or a blunt at the same time.
100%.
I
At the
just need
same
a
damn
blunt
time.
big enough that I can hit the ball with it while I'm smoking it. Like hit on the blunt and then bash the ball.
I'm gonna say this. It's not about the smoking the weed at the moment of impact on the ball or whatever. It's that you're in the mindset, right? It's about the mindset, the state of mind, the calmness, the focus. That's what these athletes are using cannabis for. It's to get into the zone. And when you're in the zone, amazing things can happen. I really think that's more what this is. And neurologically speaking, I'm sure that there's so much more that we need to actually recover data wise, but there's definitely some people out there that can help us out. Maybe we come back to this story. Maybe we do a part 2 after we talk to some fancy neurologists with some letters.
I'm a fancy neurologist on Tuesdays. I don't know if you knew that. And the thing that I'm really trying to stress here is not that I think that cannabis is detrimental to athletic performance, but I think we really need to tether our conversation to the notion that cannabis is not a performance-enhancing drug and therefore should be allowed for all athletes. And so I don't want to say that it's a performance.
I like that. No, I like that.
I believe that all athletes should be able to do what they do when they're off the clock, just like anybody else, and to be able to use it for rest, recuperation, in the zone, like you said. And so I think, look, we were having these problems with the NFL. They're only giving $500,000 to CBD research. It's only the MMA that's finally allowing cannabis. The International, Athletics Association is still saying that it's a bad thing.
Yeah, the UFC.
That.
And the NBA.
What happened to disc golf? Whatever ever happened to frisbee?
Well, that
golf?
you have to be high. That's a requirement. That's a requisite
golf game.
It's a tall boy and a joint to play the game.
Don't they have glow in the dark golf too? I don't know.
That's some West Hollywood. That's some West Hollywood shit, Jason.
No. They have like little glow stick
people
balls.
of color aren't going to be playing no games with a bunch of white boys in the dark. Just saying.
Oh God! You know what? On that, we're going to a commercial. We're going to be right back. All this craziness from Rico today.
Sounds like a trap.